Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. It was early morning, and I woke up from my girlfriend, and we had been drinking a lot of glasses of wine yesterday evening, and we needed that. That was really good. But for some reason, I have energy now in the mornings, and I wake up early. That is not normal. So I was immediately inspired to make some music, and as the setup is changing and I'm finding cool ways to make nice songs, I heard somebody on Instagram sent me a message at 000, I think, and on YouTube he's called 777000. I'll link his track in the description. He sent me one of his tracks, and that he said like, oh wow, I made something that sounded a lot like your track that I did yesterday accidentally, and I loved it. And I was also listening to some Deep Chord again, this beautiful video with his airplane flying over Switzerland and one of his sets, and I was super inspired to make something like beautiful, light and atmospheric and early Saturday morning vibes. I say early Saturday morning, but I made this at like 8:39, which is ridiculously early for me. So I will now explain what this is. The track kind of goes a little bit like this. Pretty cool. What's funny now with the setup is that I just keep my master chain active the whole time, and I've talked about it many times now, so it's just, but this time no parallel stuff. Everything is going fully like the compressor. The EQ is adding some 2K, some 80 hertz, some high end, and it's cutting a little bit of the low mids, and the character is doing some character, wouldn't you know? And that thing is just always on now, so it means that as soon as I start playing, I got this trick or whatever, this mindset from Philippe Sedar, who sadly passed away a few years ago, but from Cassius, he did this mix with the masters thing before a few years ago, and I watched that years ago and became such a fan of his workflow. And he was like, I don't believe in resetting the analog. He worked on an SSL here in Paris, and he said, I don't believe in resetting the whole console to neutral. He just left. If he did one mixing session, the next day he would load up the next project into that same settings. And he said, yeah, I probably have to change a lot, but otherwise you're spending the time anyway, putting it to 0 and then changing anyway. And he's like, now you get you immediately get some interesting sounds, you get some interesting vibes. And so I now just leave all my EQs and all my settings as they were the day before, and I just start playing, and it immediately gets you in a nice place, So because this other artist, 000, I think that's his artist name, I think so. Because he used his alpha bass, and I really loved the way it sounded. I was like, let me hook up the alpha bass. And I was like, whoa, wait, TR-1000 with some samples, alpha bass, and my tasty chips. That is like a great combination. So, I started with the last patch I still had saved on my alpha bass, which was from another dub I did, The Tree in the Street Where I Grew Up. I had a beautiful kick there. I'll take away the rim shot or like the tom. If I take away all the EQs, like the EQ, I put it on mono on channel 2, a lot of bass, a lot of high end, without and with. The whole master chain is pretty much the same as last time, like with the whole, if I take it out, it's actually louder, but this is more like woolly, and I like that. And it's also all going through. No, it's not. Oh, yeah. It's all going through this mini styler as well, which adds a lot of grit and low end and high end. Usually it's used to be a filter, Wait, let me show you. But it adds a lot of great character. If I can... Alright, French house, here we go. but I didn't use that. It's just there as a character box, which is really nice. It's actually really simple. So again, started with a bed. Nina sample 1 from my Melbourne Instruments Nina, and I used the same one but an octave lower to really make the deep atmosphere. And then I added a bit of this random, you will hear, and that's really cool because when that happens, it's sending to the delay. I can catch it with my delay thing, catch it when it happens. I push up the feedback and then I can keep that going, that little, and turn it down again, and that's really cool. And then I started adding the alpha bass kick, nice woolly kick, nice little hi-hat. There's this little ride shot that happens every third or fourth bar. It's very light. You hear it later in the track. A very nice little clap. Love this clap. And it's all using the stock samples of the alpha bass. Nice alpha bassy hi-hat. And on the TR-1000, I used a bunch of completely legal samples that I recorded from some completely my own tracks. This little tom, I wanted to add a sample there, but as the kick was playing on the alpha bass, I was like, whoa, this creates such a nice little, it created this little clap thing, and because the clap is on the 2 and the 4, you get this very nice rhythm. So I have this sample, and I always do with these samples, this one is repeating every bar, but other samples, for example this, it's a choir sample from a choral song, from a classical song, but I filtered out all the low end and it's looping back and forth, but I make sure also it's on a weird, it's only doing 11 steps, but it's also only playing every, it's playing every 3 bars of that weird cycle, so it's creating, not a standard cycle, This coming also from a sample, and I started pulling this in and I was like, hell yeah. And the TR-1000 again is going through the Shelfer channel just like yesterday, with a lot of compression and EQ added, so that brings a lot of the wool, so then I can bring in this one, and this is also sending a lot to this delay. And the TR-1000 is going on mono because then I can use my Shelfer channel. And throughout the jam, I all of a sudden added a little hi-hat thing that happens at the end of the 5th bar or something. I don't remember. It will come, guys. Yeah, there it is. And also this little ride cymbal that I just played with, and a little open hi-hat, but with all the effects, Very cool. And I think that was kind of it. So then all together, you hear as soon as I bring in the bass sample, the rest goes down. Oh yeah, and also throughout the jam, all of a sudden I realized, wait, I can take out that low end from the TR-1000, and it brings everything else forward because the compressor is then relaxing. But then, the wool is back. Alright, that was the Saturday morning, early morning jam, and I hope this was helpful. Alright, cheerio.